Welcome to the Roanoke Valley SPCA New Volunteer Orientation. We are excited to offer this training online, giving more people the opportunity to volunteer. We look forward to having you as part of our volunteer team. My name is Ruth Pierce, and I'm the Volunteer and Adoption Services Supervisor at the Roanoke Valley SPCA. A little bit about my experiences with the SPCA. I started as a volunteer in 2005, shortly after moving to the Valley. In 2010, I accepted a position as volunteer coordinator. Since that time, my position has evolved to also include adoption services. As supervisor for the volunteer program, a large part of my job is to ensure our volunteers have a rewarding experience working with and helping the pets in our care. Welcome, and thank you for your interest in helping us help the pets in our shelter and in the community. Our organization is working towards the goal of ending homelessness through adoption, prevention, and intervention. Every program we have falls into one of these three categories. Our mission is to create a community where there are no homeless cats or dogs. Our core values are as important to us as our mission: to be compassionate, collaborative, and forward-thinking, focus on the protection and care of homeless pets, celebrate the animal-human bond, and be committed to our stakeholders and peer organizations. A little bit about our history. The Roanoke Valley SPCA celebrated its 100th anniversary in 2016. For a very long time, the Roanoke Valley SPCA and Animal Control co-operated the pound out of an old farmhouse. The building was in very bad repair, had suffered through several major floods, and was no longer fulfilling the needs of the community. A capital campaign was established to build our current facility. We at the Roanoke Valley SPCA wanted our facility to focus on adoptions, ensure that every pet was spayed or neutered prior to adoption, and be an education center. At the same time, the municipalities of Roanoke City, Roanoke County, Botetourt, and the town of Vinton built the Regional Center for Animal Care and Protection, which is located next door to us. Their facility is where animal control officers take strays and court cases to be housed until either the owners have found them or the court case has been resolved. They also accept owner-relinquished pets from citizens in the jurisdictions they serve. We are not affiliated with their facility, but we do help them whenever we can. To give you an idea of the number of people it takes to fulfill our goals and mission, here is an organizational chart. The board of directors is all volunteer, and they oversee what we do. Above and beyond staff, we need volunteers to help us with everything from the day-to-day operations of the facility, working special events, or to socialize the pets in our care. We are what's called a limited admission shelter. What this means is that we only accept pets we have the space and resources to help. We are unable to accept feral cats or pets with significant medical or behavioral issues. Once we are full, we will not accept more until we have adoptions. Any animal that comes to the Roanoke Valley SPCA is here until it finds a home. We will not euthanize an animal to create more space. This does not mean that we never euthanize pets. There are rare occasions where a pet in our care experiences a medical or behavioral issue that they cannot recover from. We feel it is our responsibility to do what is in the best interest of the pet and humanely put them to sleep. The other type of animal welfare organization is what's called an open intake shelter. Open intake shelters are often municipal pounds like the Regional Center. They are required by state law to accept all strays and court cases from the jurisdictions they serve. These types of facilities must make some hard choices at times. The Regional Center is an excellent facility who does the best they can with the limitations that they have. Their live release rate for dogs is one of the best in the state. They are working on making that same claim for cats, but until local municipalities stop trapping feral cats and embrace trap, neuter, and release, the euthanasia rate for cats will remain high. The 5 freedoms originated in England as part of a farm bill. The Association of Shelter Veterinarians used these freedoms to create the standards of care for animal shelters. These freedoms seem very basic and obvious, but can be easily lost in the shelter environment. A good example is providing sufficient space. If a shelter keeps bringing pets into their facility and start to use crates and cages that are designed for short-term transport, they are not giving them sufficient space to express normal behavior. The next slide shows you excerpts from the standards of care which address these freedoms. We talked about the cages and crates. We also need to look at our capacity for care. This not only means space to house, but it also means the finances, resources to give a dog or cat what it needs medically and behaviorally. Shelters are very stressful places for pets. We do all we can to make the shelter as pleasant an environment as possible, but it is still a shelter. One easy way to make their stay better is to keep them on the same diet. Changing food can cause belly upset and diarrhea. We want them to not only remain physically healthy while in the shelter, but mentally healthy as well. The Roanoke Valley SPCA does not receive funding from any municipal, state, or federal government. We also do not receive operating funds from any national organizations such as the ASPCA or Humane Society of the United States. We must rely on the community for their generosity. Grants, donations, bequests, and fundraising are how we support our mission. I feel it is important as a volunteer to understand where the money comes from and how it is spent. Approximately half of our money comes directly from individuals in the community. When it comes to expenses, over 3/4 of our funds go into our programs, which include adoptions, humane education, and community support programs. Tail Chaser, Spaghetti, and Puppy Love Ball are our signature fundraising events. We also participate in community events throughout the year. These events also serve as humane education opportunities to get our message in the community as well as gaining support from the community. People can support us through purchases of logoed merchandise, shopping on Animals on Smile, or connecting your Kroger Plus card to the Roanoke Valley SPCA. Kroger will give 5% of your grocery purchase to the shelter. Every little bit helps. Our programs go beyond adopting out pets. We have several programs to help keep pets in their homes and educate the community on the importance of animal care. As part of our support for pets and people in our community, we have the Pets Eat Too program. This program is designed to intervene in circumstances where families are struggling to feed their families and their pets, or to help Meals on Wheels clients receive healthy meals for their pets as well as themselves. The idea is to ensure these members of our community are able to keep their pets in their homes. This not only benefits the people and pets, but helps keep dogs and cats out of shelters. Over the past few years, this program has been supported strictly through individual donations of dry dog and cat food. Like the Pets Eat Too program, the Companion Animal Relief Fund, or CARE Fund, helps financially challenged owners with unexpected vet bills. To receive assistance from either of these funds, you must qualify financially. Community engagement garners us support from businesses and civic groups. It helps us to find homes for pets and is part of educating the community. Community engagement is important to the existence of every organization. We reach out to schools, businesses, and other organizations to get our message into the community, spread the word about our many programs, and to find additional support. As part of our Humane Education program, we provide kind news to elementary school teachers to use as part of teaching character counts. Kind News is a publication put out by the Humane Society of the United States and is designed to fit into the character counts curriculum. We apply for and receive grant money to cover the cost of the publication so we can offer it free of charge to the teachers. Humane Education does not stop with the children in our community. We participate in numerous events throughout the year to teach the importance of spay and neutering, pet health care, and the animal-human bond. The key to lowering the number of unwanted pets is aggressive spay and neutering. Kittens can become pregnant as young as 4 months of age. Even if you have a cat, which is an indoor cat, it is just as important to spay or neuter. It only takes one slip out the door and you will have a litter of kittens. Making affordable spay and neuter services available to our community is very important to us. To help with the need for low-cost spay and neuter services, the Roanoke Valley SPCA opened Mountain View Humane in Christiansburg. We realized that the need for low-cost spay and neuter services is something that is needed in all of Southwest Virginia. Mountain View offers low-cost services to communities of Southwest Virginia and Western West Virginia. They have a transport van which will pick up pets from central locations throughout the area and bring the pets to the clinic, perform surgery, vaccinate, and microchip. The next morning, the pets are returned to their owners. They also pick up from rural animal control shelters in the southwestern part of the state so that the pets in those shelters can be spayed or neutered before adoption. In addition to Mountain View Humane, the Roanoke Valley SPCA operates a low-cost mobile spay, neuter, and wellness clinic. The clinic brings the services to underserved areas in the valley. In addition, they will travel to rural shelters to offer veterinary services to the shelters and people in other communities. Our foster program allows us to accept more pets than we have the space to house. The majority of our fosters are very young puppies and kittens who are not old enough to be spayed or neutered. The shelter supplies the food, medical, toys, everything that is needed during the foster period. As a foster parent, you get first option to adopt. If you are interested in fostering, please contact our foster coordinator. As mentioned, the majority of our pets who go out to foster are underage to be spayed or neutered. Kittens and puppies must be 8 weeks and 2 pounds. As a general rule, we also send out any puppy under 4 months of age to foster for a 2-week period. This 2 weeks gives the puppy some important socialization which they may not have had in their short lives. There are times when we have a dog or a cat who needs time out of the shelter to recover from a significant medical issue or have come from an overcrowded situation where they were not handled. The shelter environment is not the best place to recover or learn to trust people, so we send these dogs or cats to foster homes to recover in a home environment. There are also times when dogs or cats in our shelter have been with us for an extended period of time. They may not show well in the shelter or are simply overlooked by people looking for a new family member. The Adoption Ambassador program is here to allow foster families to help find homes for the harder-to-place pets. This is a wonderful way to help a pet find a new home. Our in-house SpayNeuter clinic was originally designed to do spay and neuter surgeries and the very basic of services. However, over the years, our mission and ability to help has changed. With the Sarah Jane and Mickey Second Chance Fund, we are able to accept dogs and cats who have treatable medical or behavioral issues who otherwise would be great family pets if given the care needed. We use these funds to connect with outside veterinarians and clinics to provide the services these animals need. Benton Veterinary Hospital, Emergency Vet Services, Virginia Tech, and Valley Animal Hospital are just a few places who have helped in the past. Without their help and support, we would not be able to give these wonderful pets the treatment they need and the opportunity to find forever homes. Adoptions is one of our core pillars. Every dog and cat who is available for adoption has been behaviorally or medically evaluated, altered, vaccinated, microchipped. Dogs are tested for heartworms. Cats are combo tested for feline AIDS and feline leukemia. We also treat them for fleas. The dogs are on heartworm preventative. They're dewormed. All of this is done prior to being made available. In the 2016-17 fiscal year, we adopted out over 1,400 dogs and cats. We do not make money on our adoption fees. Our adoption fees do not cover the financial resources we use to house, feed, and medically treat each dog or cat. People often ask why we need to charge adoption fees. The answer is simple. We do not receive funds from local, state, or federal governments. Our community supports what we do through their generous donations. This is to give you an idea of what it would cost to have the same services done at your local veterinary clinic. Although it does not cost us quite this much to do all these services for the pets in our care, it is still more than we charge for adoption fees. We use an adopter-friendly approach to adoption. We moved to this new approach to help more pets find forever homes. All the research shows that the old ways of putting up barriers to adoptions keeps pets in shelters and eliminates many good homes. We realize there is no such thing as a perfect home, but there are many, many good homes for dogs and cats in our community. Adoption counselors take potential adopters through the facility and help them through conversation to find a match for their home, family, and lifestyle. It is important for the adoption counselor to be non-judgmental and honest about our pets, needs, and quirks. Adoption counselors will take the pet you are interested in out for a meet and greet. We recommend if you have children or dogs in your home that you see how comfortable they are with a new pet. Adoptions are on a first-come basis, and your new family member will go home the same day. Every pet who leaves the Roanoke Valley SPCA is microchipped. According to the microchip manufacturers, 1 in 3 pets will be lost at any time in their lives, and of those, 70% do not return home. Microchips are about the size of a grain of rice and is inserted under the skin between the shoulder blades. The chip is not a GPS, but is like a barcode. By scanning the dog or cat, you will get a unique number. Any animal control facility, veterinary clinic, shelter has a universal scanner and will check to see if an animal is microchipped. The owner's information is kept in a database which can be accessed by shelters and clinics. It is important for pet owners to keep their information up to date. If they move, change phone numbers, the registry needs to know so your pet continues to be protected. The pets in our facility come from people in the community and from other shelters. Because we are a limited admission shelter, when we have space, we will assist shelters who may need to make tough choices when they are full. When someone in the community can no longer keep their pet, they can make an intake appointment for evaluation of the dog or cat to see if we are able to accept them into our adoption program. We work with the regional center to help with the overwhelming number of dogs and cats in their facility. We work with the regional center to help with the overwhelming number of dogs and cats which are in their facility. The vast majority of our cats and kittens come from next door. The regional center does a great job finding homes and rescues for the dogs. Well over 90% of the dogs are either adopted or they go to one of the several rescue organizations in the area. Many rural shelters in Southwest Virginia are not so fortunate. When we have space available, we will reach out to rural shelters to offer assistance. We have also connected with the SPCA to bring smaller dogs and puppies in from areas in the southern part of the United States who are full and may need to make hard choices. We are just one of many stops up the East Coast where the dogs are able to find homes. Small dogs and puppies leave our shelter very quickly, usually within a couple days after they are made available. As soon as space opens up, we reach out to others. People give up their pets for a variety of reasons. At times, these reasons can be heartbreaking. An elderly woman who has to move into an assisted living facility and cannot take her cat, who she has had for 12 years, maybe the loss of a home. There are other situations which education or the availability of low-cost spay and neuter services would have prevented the need to give up the pet. Now that you know a little bit about our shelter and our programs, it's time to learn a little about the volunteer program. These are very important to our success. Without the dedication of our volunteers, we would not be able to continue fulfilling our mission. We rely on our volunteers for a variety of things, everything from helping the pets thrive in the shelter environment through socialization to serving on the board of directors or committees. Every opportunity is as important as the next. We greatly appreciate everyone's time and service. We do offer training for some of our opportunities, and I am happy to set that training up for you. In addition to our regular volunteer opportunities, we offer learning service opportunities for students who need to fulfill a class or college application requirement. We have opportunities for groups to come in and volunteer. We also have a family volunteer program, which is designed to give children and parents the opportunity to give to the shelter pets. Family teams are our main socializers. They come in to give the pets time out of their cages, condos, or kennels. This is a vital task in ensuring pets in the shelter maintain their mental and physical health. We offer family orientation the third Saturday of each month. Knowing our expectations of volunteers is important. We ask each of our volunteers to treat people and animals with respect. When unsure, please ask. You can come to me or speak to the front desk. We want you to be comfortable with what you're doing. It is important to have your cell phone on you for emergencies, especially when walking dogs on the trail. However, when you are working with dogs and cats, it is not time to text, talk, or play on your phone. You are here to work with the pets. Please respect and focus on them. Proper attire for volunteers who are working with the pets is long pants, closed-toed, non-slip shoes, and your volunteer t-shirt or name tag. Always be safe. Everyone needs to work together. This includes both staff and volunteers. And please comply with requests from staff. And finally, if you ever have questions or problems, my door is always open. Call, email, or stop by my office and I will address any concerns or questions you may have. You, as a volunteer, have expectations the Roanoke Valley SPCA should meet. You should leave with a feeling of accomplishment for contributing to the care of the animals in our shelter, to be offered a variety of opportunities to utilize your talents, skills, support and feedback from our staff, appreciation from our staff. It is important that we are thanking you each and every time you are here. You're giving of yourself, and we do appreciate that. And finally, you will feel the unconditional love of each and every pet that you work with. We need your help. We would like for each volunteer to commit a minimum of 4 hours a month. This is not written in stone, but is a guideline to help you remember that the pets and staff are expecting you and need your time and talent. Shelter life is not an easy life for pets. You're the people whose support and time makes our pets' time in the shelter a little bit easier. Many of our volunteers' interests lie in working directly with the pets. These are some important reminders whenever you are working with pets. Proper attires, long pants, and closed-toed shoes. We require this to help prevent scratches and bites, which would necessitate a dog or cat being placed in quarantine. Virginia state law requires any dog or cat who scratches or bites, breaking the skin, to be quarantined for 10 days, and notification of the quarantine is sent to the health department. There is no distinction between a scratch or bite that is an accident, the pet's fault, our own fault. What it means for the pet is 10 additional days in the shelter, unable to socialize. They're generally kept in a smaller space, but most importantly, they're not available for adoption. Once the quarantine expires, the pet will again be made available, but we do not know if the perfect family missed finding the perfect pet for their home. We want to be able to identify you as a volunteer, so please wear your volunteer t-shirt or a name tag. You will receive your t-shirt after you have completed the first 4 hours of volunteer work. Disease control in the shelter is important, so please help lower the transmission of disease by washing or sanitizing your hands between pets you handle. Every pet has a kennel card. It is very important to read the card before working with pets. Basic information as well as medical and behavioral information are on the kennel card. I will explain the kennel cards in full when you come in to complete your orientation. Finally, if you see something that does not feel right, doesn't look right, makes you uncomfortable, speak to staff immediately. There are times when it is fine, and we'll explain what's going on. Most often, however, something is not right. It takes the eyes of both staff and volunteers to ensure everyone remains healthy and happy. You may be the first person to notice a kitten has been licking her incision and it's becoming red and irritated. Remember, a good percentage of the pets have recently had spay or neuter surgery. If we are able to address this situation before it becomes an infection, it is much better for the pet. A simple cone on the head is much better than antibiotics for an infection. The Roanoke Valley SPCA as an organization has signed this pledge. We ask all of our volunteers and staff to also sign and abide by this pledge. The pledge was put out by the Humane Society of the United States, and it just reminds people in animal welfare that we not only need to be humane to animals, but to each other, and work together to help save pets. The next step is to schedule a time to come in and meet with me. During our meeting, I will show you around the shelter, get to know what you would like to do, and set up any trainings you will need. We will also go over some of the things that you can do in the shelter to socialize with the pets. It should not take more than about 90 minutes. I am in the office Tuesdays through Saturdays and am able to schedule your training on any of those days. Once you have completed your online training and submitted the quiz, you will receive an email from me within a few days offering to schedule our meeting. I would like to once again thank you for your interest in volunteering with the Roanoke Valley SPCA, and I look forward to meeting you. Thank you.